This is the Slice from KiwiLabs. And this is a really, really fun paddle. So let's get into it. Here are the specs. So the Slice has a Toray T700 carbon fiber surface. It's unibody design. It's thermoformed construction. It has foam injected into the edges. The length is 16.2 inches. The width is 7.7 inches. The core thickness is 16 millimeters. The handle length is 5.5 inches. The grip circumference is 4.4 inches. And the weight comes in between 7.8 to 8.4 ounces. So the big headline here is the Slice is the most controllable thermoform paddle I've ever played with. If you've seen any of my previous videos, you know I learned how to play pickleball with the X-Back. And so I'm all about the control game. I'm all about getting up to the kitchen, dinking, placing shots. That's what I really love to do. But I did want to get some help with my serves, get those deeper, my baseline hits. And so I branched out and started looking into thermoform paddles. And my big struggle in that search was finding a paddle that gave me that help from the baseline, let me hit those deeper serves, but didn't sacrifice the control game. And somehow the Slice, they figured it out. Out of the box, I'm able to get those deep hits, but still hold on to all that control, all that placement. And the thing is, I don't have to add weight. I don't have to customize the Slice. It's there out of the box and it's awesome. So how did the Slice figure it out? Like, why does it do this and so many other paddles struggle? Like, I really don't know. I think maybe it has something to do with the shape. I'm not sure. I had always played with elongated paddles, and the Slice, I think it's an elongated paddle. It's definitely not a standard shaped paddle to me, but it's sort of an elongated paddle that's had a chunk chopped off. But it's got that length, that handle that sort of goes into the face. Like, you're able to get, like, it's a big handle. It's like you can do your two-handed backhand, and you have all the reach you do with the normal elongated paddle, but there's just less surface dragging around up at the kitchen. And so you've got a lot of speed. Like, it's just a lot of fun. So I think it's sort of the best of both worlds. You have the reach, but you still have that speed you have like greater speed at the kitchen. I'm not sure if that's a factor and why it's able to perform so differently than other thermoform paddles. The other thing is, it's got a very unique feeling surface. Like, I know a lot of other paddles have the Toray T700, but I know the Slice is hand polished. Maybe that's a factor. Like, it just feels different. When you hit the ball or when you're dinking, the Slice sort of caresses the ball in a really satisfying way. Like, and you just have, you have this sort of freedom with placing your shots and controlling the ball. It's just really, really cool. I think you sort of have to play with it to really get what I'm talking about, but it's just very, very unique. And once again, this paddle has all the tech all the other cool paddles out right now have. It's got the foam in the edges, it's unibody construction, so it's durable, it's thermoformed, it's cooked hot, it's got all that power baked into it. And so it's got everything that all the other really cool paddles have right now, but it's also got a very unique look. Like, I really appreciate that. The Slice, like, I love these graphics, and out of the box, the Slice actually has a white edge guard and a white overgrip. And I just added my own sticky grip. I have to have this. And then this is actually, I've mentioned this in another video, this is actually tape for hockey sticks, and I just think it looks cool. I like to protect my edge guard, and I thought it went well with the green graphics. So it's a paddle that's really gonna stick out at open play when you put it in the rack. Like, it's cool, it's fun, it's different. I really like it. Finally, another thing that sort of differentiates the Slice from other paddles is the company. KiwiLabs, they're based out in Michigan. I've actually talked to the founder of it a few times via email. His name's Larry, and he just seems like a really cool guy. He actually has a YouTube channel where he sort of talks about what it's like to run one of these pickleball paddle companies. And as a paddle addict, like, I thought that's really interesting. I love the transparency, but I also like to sort of get those insights. And I'll try to leave a link for his channel somewhere. But it's neat to see what they're doing, what their mindset is, what their thinking is. And Larry seems to have an approach to pickleball paddles that I do as a paddle addict, which is he's trying to create a line where you have a paddle for whatever kind of game you find yourself in. So you've got the Slice for this kind of game, and their next paddles, which you can find out on their YouTube channel, are for other kinds of games. So if you find yourself playing with these folks, you might want to pull this paddle out of your bag. If you are playing with these folks, you might want to pull that paddle out of your bag. Like, I like to think of my pickleball bag as sort of like a Swiss Army knife, where I pull out whatever sort of blade or paddle I need for any given set of circumstances. And that's sort of their thinking for their line. And I think I really appreciate it. I think it's really cool. And I do think so many paddles like share technology. Like, you've really got to find what differentiates a paddle from a different paddle. And I think knowing a little bit about the people behind the company and their thought process is just another way to sort of like make a decision on which paddle to go to. And so Larry, their company, the people behind it seem really cool. Check out their YouTube. But yeah, I think it's just another factor to help you make your choice. And there's one more thing about the Slice that I just have to talk about. This is just so important to me, and that is the grip. This grip is 4.4 inches in circumference. I'm not talking about the length. The length of the Slice is awesome. Like, if you like the two-handed backhand, like, you've got it. This actually, the grip goes in, like, the face of the paddle runs down to where my overgrip is, but the grip goes up to here. But like, look, like, you've got it. Like, you have everything you need. But what I'm talking about is the circumference of the grip. This is 4.4 inches. This is a beefy grip. And I love it. One of my biggest complaints about pickleball paddles is that the grips are just too small. I've got normal size hands, and I build my grip up to like 4.5 inches, and that's multiple overgrips. Like, it's a big chore. It adds weight to the paddles. But for the Slice, like, one overgrip, done. It's awesome. And that's important, because if you're playing with a grip that's too small, that means you're having to grip tighter. And that is actually what leads to tennis elbow. And I think that's a real problem with pickleball paddles in general. Like, so many of them are just so small. Like, I think it's silly. And the other thing, though, that the Slice is like has that's really unique is the shape of the handle. Larry, on one of his videos, talks about it being inspired by tennis handles. I'm not super familiar with tennis rackets, but I love this handle. This shape, it's like, it's circular. It's got, like, I'm not exactly sure how to describe it. Like, most paddles, I feel, are like these really narrow ovals, and this is more circular. You can really like feel the notches. It really helps me keep my continental grip, and that's something I struggle with, like moving my hand moving, the grip moving. And the Slice, like, this shape, the circumference, the size, everything about it just is such a pleasure to grip. Like, I really love it. I think that's what is one of the biggest differentiating factors of the Slice. And so if you're someone that likes bigger grips, like, definitely check them out. I do know in one of Larry's videos, he mentioned that the newest batches, they're actually gonna make the handle, the grip, a little smaller. But so I don't know if 4.4 inches is mine or the newer batches, but regardless, it's gonna be a beefy grip. Like, if that's something that's important to you, you've got to check this paddle out. And now for the price. The Slice is $145, but after promo code MatthewK, you get 10% off, so it comes in at $130. And I actually think that is a very fair and competitive price. I think it stands up with some of the other companies with paddles with this kind of technology. I really think Vatic is sort of the standard bearer of price and quality, and KiwiLabs is right up there with them. Also, if you're concerned about return policy or warranty, I think KiwiLabs has a fair one. So you can check that out on their website, but I think it's fair. All in all, I think the Slice is just such a fun paddle to play with. Like, when I'm out on the court with this thing, I feel like I'm waving a magic wand or something. It's just, you've got the control, you've got the power. It's just so much fun. Like, I really can't hype this thing up enough. Like, I just really think it's unique. It feels different. The touches, you're like caressing the ball in such a unique way. You can place your shots. Like, the Slice is just really, really cool. Anyway, thank you for watching. I love the Slice. I'm gonna leave a link in the description. Please use promo code MatthewK. You'll get a discount, I'll get a kickback. That helps the channel. I really, really appreciate it. And please like and subscribe. That really helps me too. And I've got some other companies that you should check out in the description. All those links and codes help me and help this channel. So thank you. And thank you for watching. I hope you get to pickle soon. And just remember, it's about having fun. Thanks.